The first thing that comes to mind when we speak of Vittala temple are the fascinating musical pillars and, of course, the architecture. And let's not miss the stone chariot. Let's look at the overall history of the Vittala temple and much more in parts. First things first, Vittala temple can be reached in two ways. One, cross the river at Talarigatta, which is a river crossing on the boat, which is on the Anagundi side, or reach through Kamlapur if you're coming by road from Anagundi. As soon as you reach the Vittala temple, you will be approached by a lot of tour guides. Make sure you choose someone who is a licensed guide. The weekends are busy and the guides rush through the sessions, and weekdays are a much better option if you want the guide to spend a lot of time with you. The prices would range from 500 to 700 depending upon which day of the week that you're there. That out of the way, now you will notice that there are electric vehicles to take you to and from the temple, as other vehicles are not allowed inside. This is because the temple tower at the entrance started developing cracks because of the vibrations from the vehicles. So you can either walk it or take the electric vehicle. The vehicle costs you 10 rupees each way. The walk should be about a kilometer. This temple was built during the reign of King Devaraya II, one of the rulers of the Vijayanagara Empire. Several portions of the temple were expanded and enhanced during the reign of Sri Krishna Devaraya. It was not built in one stretch, and each succeeding dynasty expanded the temple. And eradication of the Vittala Mandir, which is the Vithoba Mandir of Pandharpur in Maharashtra, King Devaraya II provided for the construction of a temple for Vittala, who is considered manifestations of Lord Vishnu. Let's see what Mr. Nagaraj, our guide for the day, has to say about the Vittala temple. Stay tuned. I hope you enjoy this.
So welcome to Hampi. My name is Nagraj and this is my birthplace Hampi. So we are coming this place, the place called Hampi. So whereas Hampi there is historical place, because we can't be a historical place, we are behind history are there. They called 4 Yuga. Krutaka Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. So we are right now in Kali Yuga. So before when Shiva Purana they called Pampapura. So Pampa they called Parvati names, sir. Shiva and Parvati they married for these places. The Shiva Parvati they called second marriage. The Girija Kalyana. They before happened here only. That's why they called Pampapura, Pampa Kshetra. Because one holy place is there, sir. River other side. The name called Anegundi. There is one beautiful lake is there, madam. Pampa Saravara. The Parvati they prayer there. After Parvati Punar Janma to that place. After the Shiva and Parvati they married these places. That's why they called area Pampapura, Pampa Kshetra. As a one more name, the Treta Yuga, they called Kishkinda. Because of ruler of this place, Vali, Sugriv, Nala, Neel, Angad, Jambuan, Anjuna Devi, Anman. So they are ruling for these places, sir. But here Anta beautiful 6 hills is there, sir. Kadgad Gandhamadhav Parvata, Rishimukha Parvata, Yemakuta Parvata, Matanga Parvata, Anjanadri Parvata, and it's called Malivanta Raghunatha Parvata. The Malivanta, so when the Ramayana time the Rama, Lakshmana, Sita went to the Vanvasa, they near go to the Maharashtra, they called Panchavati. When kidnapped to the Sita, went to the Ravana and this way. After left the jewelry for this place, they collected for Sugriva on the cave. When the Rama, they came here, Chaturmasa, they 4 months live for Sri Rama in this place. And that place, that is called Malivanta Raghunatha temple area. Okay. That's why they called Malivanta Raghunatha temple. One of the famous, the kingdom started here, sir. The kingdom name called Vijayanagara. But it's a great empire in South India actually. But Vijayanagara kingdom that started here and holy place also here. Because the bank of river. The river name called Tungabhadra. There is one Rajaguru is there. They called for Swami Vijay Vidyaranya. The Karnataka Shungiri, one Sharda Pita is there. They called Vijay Vidyaranya Guru. They come that way. They pray to the beyond the river, the holy river. They sit there and pray to that places. After they established one kingdom here, sir. That is the kingdom name they called Vijayanagara Empire. But a Vijayanagara kingdom started here 1336-82, 1565. As a 230 years, entire Vijayanagara the kingdom, they ruled by 4 dynasties. Sangama, Saluva, Tuluva, Aravidu. And 4 dynasties and 28 king rule around Hampi. But when entire beautification, you can see naturally borders everywhere there, madam. You can build somewhere there is a natural borders not there. They build the wall there actually. Okay. Because of kingdom they made 2 type of area. Because a sacred place or palace area. The sacred they built only temple area. The palace residentially they made south actually. Because north way they moving for river is there. Tungabhadra. That's why they built so many temples and structure everywhere. They built only north side. The south they are built only construction for the palace area, the royal families. they use for that. This is actually
So what are the seven things that you said? Seven markets?
seven market and seven largest thing because these are lucky to the
No. What are those? Seven markets?
seven markets, seven largest temple, seven largest water tank, and seven largest beautiful entrance, 28 entrance to around here.
Okay.
That much of Vijayanagara Empire and 26 square kilometer actually.
Okay.
And around here, more than 3 to 4,000 temples are there. You can see the mountain top and down everywhere. Temple structures are there because everywhere the royal pilgrims to here and the royal common peoples also here. They both as religions live also here, sir. Hindu, Muslim, Christ, and everything. Jain also. There's one palace area is there, sir. We call Janana enclosure. The Janana enclosure in front of the beyond the temple, beyond elephant palace area, beyond there one mantapa is one temple is there, Jain temple. They call it Parashunanta Jain Mandira. Because both as religions live here, this is the evidence of that place.
Okay.
Because everywhere, the Vijayanagara, when kingdom they started here, sir, Ariyara and Bukka, when started the kingdom, they followers for the Shiva. That's why they built Shiva temples. When the famous ruler of this place, sir, you know that name, sir, in Tuluva dynasty, that is for the famous king of this place, Raja Sri Krishna Devaraya. Krishna Devaraya ruling time on 1509 to 1529, sir. They are ruling for only 20 years. When 20 years, entire Vijayanagara kingdom, the Krishna Devaraya, they extend to the Kanyakumari to Orissa. Entire South India is the Vijayanagara kingdom, actually. But Hampi, this is the main capital city. That is why they called Vijayanagara Empire, more than very rich earlier, actually. Krishna Devaraya behind.
So the five kingdoms actually fought Krishna Devaraya and they lost.
Yeah. Okay. That's why when Krishna Devaraya when very rich to Krishna Devaraya, when Krishna Devaraya died, after we stand, oh, now is no Krishna Devaraya is there.
Okay.
We are planned to there and we destroyed to the kingdom. That's why when Krishna Devaraya ruling, son-in-law ruling time, Aliya Ramaraya, that time they planned to here and attack to this place, but not war going here, sir. But here 200 kilometers beyond, they called Bijapur, they battle going there. But Bijapur, Adil Shahi and Aliya Ramaraya, they between both the battle going on there. And Bidar, Barish Shahi, they came behind, they cut at the head. After they put the shrine, a Shipite is showing on the head. Because no king are there, that's why when lost to the kingdom. There too they came here, entire kingdom they destroyed by 6 months, madam. They 3 months looted and 3 months temple structure is broken. That's why no worship going in everywhere, only temples are there. Because when invasion in 1565 and 60 to 70% they war to the by loss, madam. 30 to 40% by nature invasion, madam. Because of rain, because of sunlight, they naturally also disturb the kingdom, madam. But when Krishna Devaraya, after when battle going in 1565 and more than 200 years, nobody live here.
What you see here is a market where horse trading was a very, very, very big thing back in the day. Traders from all over the world, Chinese, Arabic, Persian, and Portuguese traders used to come here to trade horses. There were also a lot of things which were exchanged in the barter system those days. This market is right opposite the Vittala temple. However, there are 7 famous markets in Hampi. One such famous market is near the Virupaksha temple, opposite the Krishna temple, where there were gems, rubies, precious stones, gold and diamonds that were being traded. The pillars that you see here are a mix of both pillars which were recovered by the Archaeological Survey of India and man-made pillars just to maintain uniformity. The pillars that you see engravings upon are the real pillars which belong to the days of the Vijayanagara Empire, while it's without any designs are the ones which are reconstructed just to maintain uniformity and to give users a perspective of how these pillars looked like back in the day.
So we are right now. So this is the bank of river, madam. And we are vehicle here, we can walk like this. This is the Gejjala Mantapa, and this is the one temple Vishnu, and this is the water tanks actually. There is a big temple in front of the water tank is there. Earlier used for the drinking and puja, use the water tank. And what is the orange color? This is the both side pillars are there. This is the market area. So this is the Hampi, this is the Virupaksha temple, and this is the palace area. This is the main Janana enclosure, and this is the main royal palace area. Because this is the middle fortification here, sir, actually. This is the north part and this is the south part. Because the south part used for only Kamalapura village is there and beautiful lake is there, sir. The lake water only use this place. Because gravity style, sir. Up to down. Because they are Roman aqueduct are there, sir. They bring to water, he these places, sir. Because this is the moving in beyond a temple, sir. The servant people, local people, everyone live here, na? They bring to the naturally go to the bath to the river and puja come to here. They worship to the god and exit to them. But it is the royal families. That's why they made here aqueduct here.
Okay.
Because up to down because the gravity is time.
Nice.
There's a Roman technology because the civilization, the Greek, Rome, Arba, Mohenjo-daro, their civilization follows same like that, sir.
Okay.
They follow to the same civilization because their replica, their presentation, structure, and temple, their civilization follow here, sir. Because I'll show you some places they made a different architectures are there. The Dravidian architecture, pagoda architecture, or Indo-Sasanic architecture are there. But this is the main Dravidian architecture, sir.
Okay. Now, this tower or the Gopura that you see has been captured by Alexander Greenlaw in 1856, and this very structure is intact even today. And if you observe, the foundation, about 18 feet, is made of stones which developed cracks in them. Now, that is one of the reasons why vehicles are not allowed inside the premises of the temple. And if you observe the construction above the stone foundation, the construction is made of brick and mortar, and the left side of the structure is a little pink in color, while the right has become black. The black side of the tower is the original structure that belonged to those days, and the ones in the pink has been reconstructed by the Archaeological Survey of India. But this is the original structure, right? This is not something which is recreated.
They are only they created for the figures, but the statues are there.
Okay.
That is for the recreated for the Department of ESI.
The pink ones, but the black ones are the original ones.
That is the original structures.
Wow. Nice. More in the next episode. Stay tuned.